A powerful billionaire speaks words no one understands. The staff laugh nervously. Until a little girl, the daughter of a poor maid, steps forward and answers him in a way no one ever expected. The Grand Aurora Hotel was alive that evening. Chandeliers sparkled, music played softly, and the smell of fine food filled the hall. Guests in expensive clothes whispered and laughed, while the staff moved quickly, trying to serve with smiles, though their hearts raced. This was not an ordinary night. A very important man had arrived, Mr. Chan, a billionaire from Hong Kong. His name alone made people nervous. He was known as calm, powerful, and impossible to impress. The manager, Mr. Irving, checked every detail again and again. The silverware had to shine, the glasses had to sparkle, and the staff had to bow just right. Nothing could go wrong. The dinner began. Waiters carried trays, glasses clinked, and soft laughter filled the golden hall. Mr. Chan sat quietly at his table, drinking tea. Everyone watched him closely, waiting for his smallest gesture. Then, suddenly, he set down his cup, looked at the waiter, and spoke. His voice was strong, clear, and in Mandarin. The room froze. Not a single staff member understood what he said. The waiters exchanged quick glances, their faces pale. Mr. Irving forced a smile, but his hands trembled. One waiter whispered, "Maybe he asked for water." Another laughed nervously, or maybe dessert. A few guests giggled, others covered their mouths, amused by the scene. It felt almost funny, the richest man in the room speaking a language no one could answer. The laughter grew louder. Even the staff, in their panic, let out uneasy chuckles. They tried to pretend nothing was wrong, but inside they were frightened. What if they insulted him? What if he was angry? And then something unexpected happened. From the corner of the hall, a small voice spoke. Everyone turned to see a little girl step forward. It was Lily, the daughter of Mrs. Hernandez, a maid who worked in the kitchen. Lily was only 10 years old, dressed in simple clothes, with her school bag still on her shoulder. She had been sitting quietly in the back, doing her homework, while her mother finished her shift. No one paid attention to her until this moment. Lily walked up slowly, her small hands holding her books. She looked straight at Mr. Chan, took a gentle breath, and spoke. Her words flowed in perfect Mandarin. "Sir, welcome. Please sit this way." The laughter stopped at once. Forks dropped onto plates. Guests froze in shock. The room, which moments earlier buzzed with sound, fell into deep silence. Every eye was on this little girl, the maid's daughter, who had just answered the billionaire in his own language. Mr. Chan's serious face softened into a warm smile. His eyes lit up with surprise and respect. He leaned closer and spoke again, testing her. Without fear, Lily replied, her Mandarin smooth and graceful, her voice clear and steady. The staff stood frozen. The same people who had laughed now stared in disbelief. The manager whispered, almost to himself, How does she know Mandarin?" Mrs. Hernandez stood in the back, her hands pressed to her mouth. Tears filled her eyes. She had worked in silence for years, cleaning rooms and washing dishes, but never imagined her daughter would one day stand in front of the richest guest and shine so brightly. Mr. Chan continued to speak with Lily, and she answered with confidence, like a student speaking with her teacher. Each word she spoke filled the room with wonder. Some guests whispered, "She's amazing." Others simply shook their heads, unable to believe what they were seeing. Finally, Mr. Chan reached into his pocket and pulled out a small red envelope. In Chinese tradition, it was a gift of blessing. He handed it to Lily and said softly in Mandarin, "You will go far." Lily's cheeks turned red. She bowed politely, thanked him, and stepped back toward her mother. She was still just a little girl, with homework to finish, but in that moment she looked like someone destined for greatness. The hall was still silent. The staff who had laughed felt ashamed, but also deeply moved. They realized that sometimes greatness comes from the most unexpected places, not from the rich, not from the powerful, but from a child with a hidden gift. That night, as Lily sat again with her school books, Mr. Chan turned to the manager. In Mandarin, he said, "Take care of her. She has a bright future." Mr. Irving, who had been so nervous at the start of the night, nodded slowly. His heart was heavy with emotion. He had worried about the silverware and the glasses, but the true sparkle of the evening had come from a maid's daughter. And from that day on, the story spread among the staff and guests. They told it again and again. The night when laughter turned into astonishment, when a child stepped forward, and when a billionaire bowed his head in respect to the talent of a little girl.